A goal is the object of your ambition or desire. It's something that you're wanting to achieve, right? So I think we can all agree on that. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the goal setting series. I am so excited to be bringing this series to you. This was something that kind of blossomed from a lot of the comments that I've been getting from you right here on my YouTube channel, and I wanted to come up with something that was going to not only answer your questions, but that could hopefully help you work through the goal setting process, at least from my point of view and how I have literally gone through my own journey when it comes to goal setting and achieving goals and breaking them down and all of that. So this is the goal setting series. I'm super excited for you to be here. There are quite a few videos that you have an opportunity to watch and to tune into, and each one is a shorter video in hopes of helping you break down your goals, set those goals, figure out what it's going to take to achieve those goals, and then follow through with that on a yearly, monthly, weekly, and even a daily basis. First and foremost, a goal. According to, I'm going to get this correct, according to the Oxford Languages and Google, a goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort. It's an aim or a desired result, okay? So just so we're all on the same page of what a goal is. In this video, we are specifically going to talk about getting started with goals. And I have broken this down in a sense where we are actually going to talk about this in the sense of goal-ees. So I do not mean like in hockey and you have a goalie and all of that. Let me explain what my personal definition, because that is a word that I've made up, but it makes a lot of sense for me, and as you stay tuned in this video, you'll understand more. But a goalee is basically just someone who is interested in achieving a goal or multiple goals. There are 3 different types of goal-ees that we will talk about in this video. These 3 types of goal-ees that I'm going to share with you are just titles that I've created to really kind of encompass the types of people that set goals and sometimes what might hold them back. And you might relate with these. You may relate with all 3 of them. You may relate with one of them really specifically, but I personally can relate with all 3 at one time or another in my goal setting journey and my goal achievement journey. If you're wondering who this video is for, this video is for the person that is interested in setting goals but you're unsure where to start, the person who cannot get a goal or a desire out of their brain, they just think about it all the time, the person who is tired of feeling like they're constantly working towards achieving this goal but continue to fall flat and fail and just are not achieving the goal like they feel like they should be, and the person who's just ready for more in their life. That is who this video is for. Now, this video is not for the person that is well on their goal setting journey. If you are someone who is really in the thick of your own goal setting and goal achievement, this probably is going to be more beginner and basic level. It might still be information that you're interested in and you might want to hear it from my perspective, and if you do, I appreciate that, but just go into it knowing you may not learn a whole lot from this video. So give me a little grace in explaining this, because this is video 1 in a series of goal setting videos so that I can help the person who maybe has no idea where to even start with goal setting or is brand new to the whole concept. So I really want to start with that person and then really work on building onto that throughout this series. Okay, so let's get started. The first goalie that I am going to introduce you to is the hungry goalie. The hungry goalie is the person, they want it all. They have so many goals, so many aspirations, so many desires. They see this thing and this thing, and they see that and they see that, and they see someone doing this and they see someone achieving that, and they want all of those things. They are hungry for it. Think of it like you're going into a buffet. Usually if you go to a buffet, you're probably pretty hungry, right? So you go in and you get your plate and you're looking around and you're like, oh my goodness, all of this food looks so good. And you're like, well, I want some of that, but I want some of that, but I want some of that. And oh, look at the dessert and I need some of that. You are overwhelmed maybe at all of the things that you want at this buffet that you don't even know where to start to fill your plate. With your goals, it's the same way. You have all of these goals and these aspirations and these ideas of things that you'd like to do and accomplish, but you're overwhelmed with how much you want to do that you're just not even sure where to start or where to begin. You are the hungry goalie. I have been here, and this might be you if you are feeling this way. My tips for the person that is the hungry goalie is to start downsizing on those goals, not wiping them away, not forgetting about them, but just starting with a personal goal, a professional goal, and a happy goal. What I mean by this is break those goals down. I'm sure that those goals cover a wide variety of things if you are the hungry goalie. You have all of these different things that you want to work on. So to break that down and make that overwhelm much less, start with a professional goal. Something with work, something that you are wanting to achieve at work. And it could be very simple. It does not have to be anything crazy like a promotion or a raise. It could simply be, I want to get to work on time every day this week, or I want to start getting to work early, or I want to lead the next meeting, or I want to feel confident going to my boss with a suggestion when I have one. I want to feel better about answering questions, anything like that. But set a professional goal. Then set a personal goal. This personal goal should have nothing to do with your professional life, like nothing to do with work, nothing to do with anything like that. This is 100% a personal goal. So when it comes to the personal goal, something like a health journey goal, a debt or a savings goal, something like house cleaning goal. Maybe you want to set up a system on how you can keep your house clean. That would be your personal goal. And then your happy goal is going to be something, again, has nothing to do with work. It's going to be personal because obviously being happy is, a personal thing, but it's going to be something like simple and almost maybe even silly. So maybe it's like you want to start doing a puzzle, or you want to start reading fiction, or you want to make sure that you're sitting down and having time for yourself to watch your favorite show. Or maybe it's a morning routine, or maybe it's being able to sit down for 10 minutes with a cup of coffee every single morning before the crazy of the day starts. Whatever it is, think of something that's going to make you happy. It could be very simple. It should be very simple. The simple things in life often can be the things that make us the happiest and we can look forward to. And when they're simple, we're more likely to be able to fit them into our daily life. If it's some big, crazy, extravagant thing, sure, it might make you happy if you do it, but it's probably going to be much harder to actually achieve that. So by having a professional goal, a personal goal, and a happy goal, you've really broken down that hungry view of all the different things that you want to achieve, and you're starting with just 3 simple things. Once you achieve those, then you can start pulling from those different opportunities and those different aspirations, those different things that you're wanting to achieve, and then you can start working on those as well. But this helps that overwhelm of not knowing what to put on your plate, like when you're at the buffet. And now okay, I have 3 things. I'm gonna start with these 3 things on my plate as the goals that I wanna work towards. And so it takes a lot of that overwhelm away. Another reason to pick these 3 goals, the professional, the personal, and the happy goal, is they're in 3 different areas of your life. So your professional goal is gonna be only based on work. It's only gonna be something that you're focused on or working on while you're at work. Your personal goal is going to be something that you're working on and focused on when you're not at work. And then your happy goal is going to be something that's literally going to help bring more joy to your life. These are in 3 different areas. So when you're working on one, you could work towards that for a while, but when you start to get tired of it or burnt out or just need a break, boom, you can jump over to a different area and you could start working on that goal. When you start working on that goal, you can build momentum, which then maybe will help you reach those other goals. But if you think about if you had 3 professional goals, you may just need to take a break completely from work. But if all 3 of your goals are professional goals, you're gonna feel guilty to take a step away from work because you're gonna be like, well, those are my goals. Whereas if you have a professional goal, a personal goal, and a happy goal, and you decide to take a break from your professional goal and work towards that personal goal, you still feel really good about yourself and you can still be making strides towards goal achievement because you are working on a goal still. It just has nothing to do with this goal. So that is why I highly, highly, highly recommend setting some goals that have nothing to do with each other. Now, in life, everything ends up working towards each other. When we feel good at work, we might feel better at home. When we feel better at home, we might feel better at work. When we're happier and achieving those happy goals, we feel better overall. But you can compartmentalize at least and work on one of these goals at a time. Let's say I'm working on my health journey. That's my personal goal. If I'm focused on that health journey, I'm moving my body, I'm eating well, I'm drinking more water, I can really focus on that and not have to worry anything about my professional goal for now. But maybe if I get a really good workout and then the endorphins are flowing and I'm feeling really great, that momentum is going to roll into the work day, and then I'm gonna have a better outlook and I'm gonna have more excitement for the professional goal because I've got the momentum going on this other goal. Does that make sense? So having goals in different areas of your life can not only help you create separation and boundaries, but it can also help you create momentum so that you can be working towards those other goals and the achievement towards them. Okay, goalie number 2 is the obsessed goalie. Now, the obsessed goalie is a person who cannot stop thinking about a goal. They have this idea, this desire, this ambition. They think about it all day long. They think about it when they wake up in the morning. They think about it before they go to bed at night. They cannot stop thinking about it. They research it. They watch YouTube videos on it. They are just constantly thinking about it. They can't get enough information about it, but they do nothing with that information. So you are the obsessed goalie if you are just constantly thinking about a goal. Let me give you an example here, a personal example. One of my goals, my obsessed goalie goals that I was very guilty of, was this YouTube channel. I thought about doing this for 2 years. 2 years. I watched other YouTube videos explaining how to start a YouTube channel, how to be successful, how to do this, how to do that. I watched YouTube videos explaining how to figure out what you should talk about on your YouTube channel. I was obsessed with it, but I never took action until I finally did, thank goodness. It took me a really, really long time. I was the obsessed goalie. So to break out of being obsessed and actually taking some action, first and foremost, we need to identify what is the goal. So if it's like my personal example with the YouTube thing, maybe that's yours. I've identified, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. That was my very, very specific goal, okay? So I had to identify it, I had to talk about it, I had to say it out loud. The next part of that is I had to imagine it in my life. What would starting a YouTube channel look like in my life? When would I have time? I would have to record videos, I would have to edit videos, I would need maybe some equipment, I would need to set time aside in my daily schedule to record the videos and to edit the videos. Like I really had to imagine what pursuing this goal and taking action towards this goal would look like in my daily life. Then ask yourself, why can't you stop thinking about it? Why are you obsessed with it? What makes you so excited about this goal? What makes you so excited that you can't stop thinking about it? Start answering those questions. Like, what is it about it? For me with YouTube, it was just, I loved watching YouTube videos with others. I loved learning. I loved just the whole atmosphere of YouTube. I always really, really enjoyed. And so I was like, I want to be in that space. I want to be creating something in that space. So for me, that was the answer to that question. Why was I constantly thinking about it? Because I enjoyed it as a consumer, but now I wanted to be someone that could also offer that for others because I felt like I had something to share and to say. Focus on this. Think through the questions that I've asked. Identify what the goal is. Imagine achieving that goal and what it would take in your life, and then really start thinking about what changes have to happen in your day-to-day life to make that happen. And the final type of a goalie is the ripe goalie. You're ready for more, you know you have more to give, and you know now is the time. You are the ripe goalie. So think about like a perfectly ripe avocado for slicing open and making guac. And if you don't know the difference between that, I would love to help you. If it's bright green, like green, it's not ready. But if it's like darker, almost turning to like a really dark green, you're there. So you are the ripe goalie if this is you. If you know you're ready for more, you feel it within, deep within, and you're like, man, I know I'm meant to do more. I'm ready for it. I'm just not sure what that might be at this time. You are the ripe goalie. Some other ways to decide if you are the ripe goalie is you're just tired of going through the motions. You really don't have any excitement in your day-to-day life. You kind of feel like you're just kind of bored with everything. You don't really have any aspirations. You don't really have anything else that you're working towards or wanting to achieve, but you're ready to be excited and motivated again. This truly, if you are feeling this way, you are the ripe goalie because you are ready. You're primed. You were sitting there on the edge of your seat. You just aren't sure what that might be yet, and now is the time for you to figure that out. So I encourage you just to think through some of the things that bring you joy. Think through some of the things that maybe you would have time for. Maybe some hobbies that you do or used to do that you really enjoyed. Those might be a great place to start to then decide what's next for me and what goal might I like to work towards and achieve. Now, in conclusion, if you identify with one of these or all three of these, please know I very, very much identify with all three of these, hence why I came up with them. I hope that the descriptions of each one, the hungry goalie, the obsessed goalie, and the ripe goalie, I hope that those make sense and the examples that I gave also make sense. But what it comes down to, aside from the cutesy names, is making sure and figuring out where you are. If you can identify where you are and the type of person that you are with goals currently, you have a better chance of making those steps and taking the actions necessary to move forward. Let's say you are the hungry goalie and you have all of these different goals, and the reason you're not making any progress towards them is because you have so many on the mind and you don't know where to start. So being able to identify that and then picking one or two or three, if you do the professional, the personal, and the happy goal, or maybe you just pick one goal, you have a better chance of actually achieving those goals versus staying in that hungry goalie mindset where you just continue to want everything under the sun. If you're the obsessed goalie, honestly, you've got to take some action. I have tons of, I don't want to say regret, but I wish I would have started this journey sooner with YouTube. I wish I would have taken the steps, identified it, imagined it in my life, and then just did it, just went for it. And I finally did. It took me over 2 years to finally go for it, but I did it. Or if you're the ripe goalie, you're the person that's just sitting there kind of going through the motions, you're ready to be excited about something again, but you're just not sure what that is, take some time. You owe it to yourself to be excited about something and to feel good about achieving something. And if that's you, today is the day. Today is the day for you to start working towards that. If you identified with any of these goalie types, please drop them in the comments below. I would love to know what kind of goalies we have out there. And again, know that I identify with all three of them. So if you identify with all three, that's perfectly fine too. And if this perspective has been helpful, please let me know. This is a very different way. I've never heard it explained necessarily in this way, but it made the most sense in my brain. I hope that these three types have helped you maybe narrow down who you are as far as a type of person that wants to achieve a goal and where you can go from here. This was just the very first video in this series in getting started with our goal setting series. If you want to know more about goal setting and how you can make progress with that, make sure to tune into the next video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I cannot wait to chat with you in the next video, which would be our second video in the goal setting series. I hope to see you there, and otherwise, we'll talk to you next time.